Good morning, peoples. Oh boy, it's another great day in the D. I say that every day, probably, because every day is a great day when you get up in the morning. Anyways, oh, yes. Well, let's see here. Let's go over the temperature. Today, first of all, is August the 14th, 2025. And yes, it's a great, beautiful day today. The temperature in the car says it's 71, and it is much cooler than it was the last few days, and feels a lot less humid. That's a good thing, you know. It felt like you could cut through the humidity for the last few days. So, I wanted to talk to you about, some things that I've read in the news. Not precisely Disney stuff, because there's a lot of stuff happening in the news. Now, we won't talk about politics. I don't like to talk about politics. I don't talk about politics anymore on this channel. And I don't even like coming close to talking about Disney topics that are controversial, that have to do with topics of, social topics or political topics, that even have to do with Disney. I try to stay away from those. Just saying, because, I think just it ruins the experience of Disney when it becomes also, also political. So, but anyways, today, I got this Microsoft news that I have on my PC, that almost every person who owns a PC who's running Windows who has a Microsoft login, or even without the login, can see the Microsoft news. It's the most interesting news stories that are on it from all sorts of sources, and the stories that you see on there are something like you would pick up in a grocery store, like one of those gazettes, or the one, who knows, some of the craziest stories. They're not like some of them are well-known news sources and that just publish these things, but some of them are like, you question whether you're going to go to the website. And then if you go to the story, there's like one paragraph, it's like inside the magic, one paragraph that really is talking about what you want to read, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that, like, it's garbage. Anyhow, so there's a few things that I thought was interesting. First of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is that lately there's been let's digress here for a minute. Earlier this year, there was a lot of news about drones and about, these guys who, if maybe you didn't follow along or you never knew about it, but there was a group of guys who said they were going to come out, they were coming out and with all the secrets, and the government was hiding stuff from us and all that other stuff, and they grew subscribers just based on these false narratives, right, and carried people along, and promising a story of some sort, or something that was going to happen when they were going to disclose all this information about the aliens and all that other stuff, and then they never really did. They never came out and did anything, and they were supposedly notable people that had been working for the government before, and they were whistleblowers and all this other jazz, and nothing ever occurred. I don't know what happened. I'm sure they have excuses that are probably even more government conspiracies. Just saying. Anyways, anyhow, I'm just cracking myself up here because the stuff is kind of funny. So, with that said, now there's some stories that are coming out. For instance, like one story said that some NASA person released that there's these shape-shifting objects that are on the Earth all over the place. They shape-shift. I don't know what they're referring to. Who knows? It could be objects. Well, when I think of object, it's not a living being. It's some type of structure. So do we have like lots of, and I'm just going off the cusp here because, that's what I read, and supposedly it came from quote, this guy quote, a NASA person here, that no name NASA person, right? No name NASA person. And they supposedly gave the word that there's these shape-shifting objects, some of them that you probably can't see because they're so camouflaged, or maybe they're stealth. Who knows? There could be a huge alien mothership stealthed in the middle of like Nebraska or something, I'm just saying. Or maybe it's like outside in space, or maybe, who knows, maybe there's like like a million alien fighters that are just shapeshift or whatever. They're cloaked spaceships ready to roll. I don't know. Who puts that out? Like based on what conclusions? Okay. Anyways, that's number one. Then now they're talking about an interstellar something or other. First of all, NASA is calling it they're saying that they give it a name. It's what was it? IX something or other, and 31. IA 31 or IX 31 or something like that. You guys will have to look it up. But basically it's the number of this asteroid that is going to be going. It's not going to hit the sun. It's just going in a loop around our solar system and then going back out to wherever it came from, right? They haven't given a prediction like in the future that it may glimpse us or anything else like that. But because it's coming from, then there's another object. I think maybe I'm talking about two objects now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe they're the same. It's very confusing, to be honest with you. But there's this other object that's moving interstellar. That means it's moving faster than other things. And they're saying that appears to be possibly an alien vessel of some sort headed to the sun, possibly heading to the Earth. They keep on changing their minds where it's headed to exactly, because they probably still just don't know. And yeah, so they're talking about how the aliens are coming using the interstellar, this big, humongously huge kind of spaceship, cloaked as an asteroid, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they're going to come get us. It reminds me of the TV show V. They're going to take all our water away. Yeah, water. They're taking all our water. Anyways, so I thought that was kind of deliriously hilarious. Deliriously, hold on a minute. I'll get it out there. Hold on a minute here. Deliriously hilarious. Okay, I said it. It finally rolled. Deliriously hilarious. Can you say that 10 times? It's like saying burger 10 times. Try that, right? So, yeah. Okay, I'm just digressing here. I got to pull my thoughts back together because it was so crazy that I was talking about that. Then they're talking about that the sun is now, we're gonna run out of the sun by a certain year. The sun's not, it's not, the planet is going to go into an ice age. They had an article that talked about how the Earth is. You can Google all these titles. I swear, just go and Google them if you can read more about them. Everything that I'm talking about. And you can read them. These are just things that are on the MSN news every day, right? One of them is that the Earth is running out of oxygen. It kind of reminds me of that movie, with Arnold, um, where he was on Mars at Total Recall, where they had no oxygen and they had to be in the sphere and it was so hot. But then they weren't in an ice age though. So we're going to be in an ice age without really much of a sun and zero oxygen. You might as well say we're going to be like the Earth will be uninhabitable. It's one of those George Bush words, habitable. Anyways, it's like impossible to live here. So, yeah. I just had a thought about these George Bush words like impossible, inhibitable, all the abominable, you know. And the George Bush words, they are great words if you are a rap star like Eminem, because you could really put them all together and then, yeah, you can make a great rap song that has a lot of imitables with them because they just flow like that. Anyway, I'll digress. I'm sorry. Look, it's Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday, and we're talking about we're just ranting because we're talking about things that we see on the news that are stories that are really like, huh? What the heck? If you've read one of these what the heck stories, you should just, I don't know, let me know in the comments and I'll go search it up. Yeah. Okay, well, let's take a break for right now, and while I think about it, what else I've been, reading on there, because there's numerous things, and they kind of start melting together. While we're at it, if you are a subscriber of this channel, we really appreciate all of you guys being subscribers. But if you are not a subscriber, we really appreciate if you could mash that subscribe button and help us get to our tiny goal of 1,000 subscribers, so we can start, we can improve on our goal through the YouTube journey. And I'm looking out here through my window, through my rearview mirror, and I don't remember the car behind me having their trunk open. It's like they hit a bump and their trunk went boom. I don't even know if they even know that it's even open, driving around like that. Anyways, that's it. Well, apparently they know, because now they're going to stop out in the middle of the road and go around and go close it. For sure, that's what they're doing. Okay, so yeah. That was a thing. I hate it when your trunk comes open while you're and it wasn't just their trunk, it's the they have the what do they call that? They don't have the trunk, they have the thing comes up, and here's the guy that's really speeding. He has the yeah, he has one of those cars. That yellow guy, the yellow car there, he was driving. Yeah, it's like a race car. I wonder if he would probably beat me for my slips, my slips for my car, because he probably has a 10-second car. I'm just saying, that yellow car, it's a 10-second car, and it's very low. I mean, I would hate for him to go over a speed bump or a pothole. Yeah, potholes are not good in Michigan. So if you have a very low car, especially like a sports car, and you have it low to the ground, I would not suggest driving too far where there's potholes, because it will really mess you up, and your car will not definitely ride the same. It'll definitely do some damage. But yeah. That was interesting. Okay, let's digress here. So yeah, back to the subscriber deal. If you can help us out in any way to get to 1,000, tell your friends about us, about the channel, about the drive time deal, or anything. Just, hey, we really appreciate it. And that's the end of the rant, I guess, because about the subscribers, that is. So we really appreciate it. Anyhow, moving on. So yeah, we've seen a lot of weird news things. I'm surprised that there's no, oh, here's another thing. If you see one of these interstellar asteroids that might come by, and how do we know what kind of alien viruses might be on, coming off the dust of one of these asteroids, getting into our atmosphere, and then people getting sick from the virus. I'm just saying, we don't know what's on the asteroids. But they even had said that there's going to be a meteor shower where we should expect asteroids to hit the Earth's atmosphere and be bursting into flames, and a great nighttime show. I don't know. I've seen it in a lot of things, but yeah. Anyhow, talk to you guys later. Have a great Thursday. Bye-bye.